I could actually do this.
There was a time when you couldn't be a pilot and be gay.
Representation in all areas is key.
Sometimes you swipe left on an instructor, sometimes you swipe right on.
This is very true.
Don't worry, we are not the only 4 gays at Sling.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You dropped your whole life to come out here.
I just sold everything and got in a car and drove.
Nothing compares to it.
Hold on, I need to reevaluate what's going on here. You do have this community here for you, and that uniform is going to look good.
I don't know what I did.
Hey guys, Wayne here from Sling Pilot Academy. Happy Pride Month. I've been really enjoying our new series of interview videos. Here at Sling, we're accepting of all people, all groups. This week, we sit down with some folks from our LGBTQ community, talk about their experience in joining the aviation community, also their experience here at Sling. Keep an eye out for more Pride content coming at the end of the month. Enjoy the video.
Hi, gay.
All right. Hi, I'm Tyler Salisbury. I am about to finish the program I started in August last year, and super excited to be done with my last rating, multi-engine. I will hopefully be hired next week, and I go by he, him.
My name is Jamie. I started the program around a year ago. I'm working on my instrument rating, getting ready for my last test for that. And my pronouns are they, them, he, him.
Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm also working on my instruments rating. I'm halfway there, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Carl, and I just started the program back in February. I am coming up on my first check ride, so excited about that. And my pronouns are he and him.
How did I first get involved with aviation? Well, I had some restaurants, and honestly, I think the pandemic, everybody kind of reevaluated things. I was a flight attendant for a couple years in college, and so I fell in love with aviation then, but was nervous, wasn't sure I could be a pilot, wasn't sure there were jobs for pilots. During COVID, I had some downtime all of a sudden, and I said, I'm going to learn to fly airplanes. I wanted to do it, and you know, if the world goes to shit, might as well have checked some things off the checklist. If the world falls apart, might as well have checked things off the checklist.
I got into aviation from a family friend. They used to be the old chief here at Sling, and so just connections through that.
For me, I worked at a Part 135 airline that operated a Cessna 208. Flying with them often, I was an instructor with them, not a flight instructor. No, just like the customer service instructor. I flew with them often enough that I learned how the controls worked, and I'm like, I could actually do this.
I actually worked for the Air Guard as a contractor for about 8 years in DC. And so I was on base at Joint Base Andrews, watching fighter jets take off a lot. Pursuing it as a career never really entered into my mind until, similar to what Tyler was saying, the pandemic sort of happened. And I started evaluating what were things I wanted to do, what interests did I have. You know, working at Andrews and seeing all that happen in, you know, my office, so to speak, it was just a cool experience. Combine that with the fact that I love to travel, and I have traveled literally across this globe. My sister being a flight attendant, she was like, hey, you know they're looking for pilots. And I kind of was like, well, I don't know about that. And the more I started to research it, I saw, hey, this could actually be an opportunity that I could take advantage of.
There was a time when you couldn't be a pilot and be gay, and now I'm like, think of all the people I'm going to work with. But there are, thankfully, there's a lot of diversity right now in our industry, which is cool. Again, it used to be the old adage, the flight attendant male was gay, the pilots were all straight and white and male. The thing that I love about the industry right now is that's not the case. There's NGPA, which is a huge organization for gay pilots that does awesome things. And there's tons of gay, lesbian, transgender pilots now filling the cockpits. And we love seeing that. So it makes me know that I'm going to be in a comfortable place.
Representation in all areas is key to then the next generation, or those people who are wondering what can they do next. And I've always been a big proponent of visibility, and you know, that's why personally for me, like, I live my life out loud. Especially as we're talking about Pride Month, it's always someone's first Pride. Why do we continue to have Pride? But because someone somewhere thinks that their life is not worth anything. What we're doing here at Sling for even just something like this shows like, hey, there are so many options that you have and can continue to do, so that, like, when going back to what Tyler was saying, there's a moment in time where we can, or in the future rather, where we can say, hey, look how many of us there are here.
I only came out a couple years ago, and even coming to Sling, I was like, do I have to go back into the closet to be here?
Interesting.
And that was something that was a little bit scary, but I pretty quickly realized that everybody's...
We're in LA, baby.
It's in LA.
It's too late
That is for
now. But also, if you're not out yet, you can come to Sling and stay in the closet if you need that time. But it's a really chill environment.
We're here when you're ready.
Come out on your schedule, and we love you no matter what. The reason I went to Oshkosh was because I wanted to meet gay pilots. So I went to Oshkosh with NGPA. Like, they have a campsite. Realized quickly I wasn't a campsite kind of guy. So they actually had some gay people from NGPA come and like help me figure out whether Sling was like, is this place legit? You know, ask the questions I don't know to ask. Come here, be who you are, and do it how you want. You know, like, that's the thing I love about Sling. I decided I wanted to do a full-time program and do it in the 9 months. And Jamie wanted to have this like college experience a little bit more, make friends. So you're doing a timeline that fits you. Jess is working. Carl has to spend a lot of time at the gym, so he can't devote that much time.
And trying to date.
Oh God.
So this is a recruitment video for all of us.
You spend so much time here, and you're developing relationships that you hope will kind of prove fruitful in the future, that day one, you are put into a relationship with your instructor. Where I'm going with this is, like, in terms of dating, like, I find that a lot of my relational energy is spent, you know, developing that. Yeah, developing that and making sure that I feel secure there, so that I feel confident in the plane, or confident in like asking people questions and things of that sort.
There are like 35 instructors right now. By the time the next class starts, they'll be at like 45 to 50 instructors. And it really is dating. You know, sometimes you swipe left on an instructor, sometimes you swipe right on an
This is very true.
You are devoted to this program, but there are relationships here for you.
Yeah.
And you do find a balance, and people here help you create that balance. And it's just as important to take those personal days. And you know, for a great example this weekend is it's going to be WeHo Pride. I have a big check ride coming up. I'm going to go take a day and be gay. I'm going to go hang out with my friends, because that's the balance that I need.
Carl, I love that you live it out loud. I love, Jamie, that you live it out loud. And then there are some people that are here that are gay that's not something that they feel they need to share or live out in a specific way. There are a lot of people that could be on this couch, so don't worry. We are not the only 4 gays at Sling.
Yes.
We're not.
There are a few younger, prettier ones.
Wait, excuse me. Hold on. You know, I live out loud too, in a way, because it gives that person who might be a little bit more closeted, it gives them the space, or maybe just the half step they need to be like, look at that, they're living their life. Maybe I can take another step on mine.
Airlines are looking for diversity, are specifically hiring people that are different than the status quo. And so the beautiful thing about coming out and being gay and being here is having that community. As we all go out, we can help each other find jobs and find, opportunities and future employment.
You dropped your whole life to come out here.
I just sold everything and got in a car and drove. I am from Wisconsin, slightly more conservative. And by slightly, I mean a lot. So it's really nice to be here. You know, if I was going to do pilot training, I also wanted to grow. I wanted to grow as a pilot, but I wanted to be able to feel comfortable growing as who I was as a gay person. And I knew that this would be a more supportive environment for me to do that.
I didn't know I was doing my intro flight one day. My brother was like, hey, what are you doing Monday morning at 7 a.m.? And I was like, oh, nothing. And I thought we were going to go hiking, because he always loves to take me somewhere. And we got on the freeway and we started going, and I noticed we got off at Hawthorne, and I was like, okay, we're not going hiking. I noticed as we were driving down that a plane took off, and I was like, oh, are we going to go take a flight with our friend Sam? Because I just thought we were just gonna go fly for fun. And he's like, yeah, like, sure. And so I got here and I talked with Sam, and he goes, do you know what you're doing today? And I go, no, I think we're gonna go flying with you. And he goes, no, you're gonna fly the plane today. And I was so surprised. But when I did get up there, it was amazing. Like, nothing compares to it. And after that flight, it was Monday, and that following Wednesday, I came here to sign up for the program, and then Friday was orientation, and then that next Monday I started the class.
For me, I learned about Sling from going to a Women's in Aviation conference back in 2019. I went there with one of my female pilots, because I did wanted to find a school that had like updated instruments, and last year came to Sling and I did the intro, and I've visited a lot of other schools. There was one school actually I went to, and I'm not gonna say the name of the school, and I walked in and the owner of the school was on the phone with someone. I heard him say, yeah, I can't get no flight instructors to come and work. So I'm like, this is definitely not the school I want to be in. So that was gonna be one other thing, like aircraft availability and instructor availability. Those two things, weather. Those three things is what makes our training progression faster. And I feel like Sling had a good balance of how many aircrafts, how many flight instructors, and we're in sunny California. But yeah, that's how my decision coming to Sling happened.
Initially, I applied with the United Aviate program, and I got accepted. I was kind of tunnel vision for that because I was like, oh, this seems to make sense. It's the way to go. Then they were like, oh, we want you to move to Phoenix for a year. And I'm like, I've done that city move. I lived in Seoul, I lived in DC, I lived a little bit in New York. Like, I've done it. I'm like, I know where my McDonald's is. I know how my grocery store is laid out. I don't need stress on top of a program in dealing with that stuff. And I was like, what's in the area? Let's just take a look. And I just Googled like pilot training in the area. And I was like, wait, there's a place in Torrance? Like, that's 15 minutes from my house. Like, okay. So I think literally like it was that day or the next day where I called them up, like, we can do an intro flight for you. And I was like, okay, great. And I went up and I was like, oh, this is cool. And it's 15 minutes away and it's cheaper than wait, hold on, I need to reevaluate what's going on here. And I did. And I was like, you know what, this program seems to make a lot more sense. I met with one of the instructors here and he was very knowledgeable. He answered all my questions in a way that was very satisfactory to me. So I felt like, okay, they know what they're talking about. I didn't feel like I was being sold something. Just seeing how people were interacting here, the proximity to my place, and the desire to remain in SoCal as well, I was like, this place makes sense. And I'm really happy with the decision that I made.
I didn't want to commit to a year lease when I moved here, because what if I hate the program? What if I get deathly ill flying an airplane? So they have a really cool housing option where you can come rent by the week and get settled in. But I was really nervous, like, as a gay adult, is it going to be weird? And it wasn't, and it was super cool. And I loved that I met a bunch of different people who were mostly straight and lived with them and got to know everybody. So I think it's also really cool that they have housing and you can be accepted there. So don't let that, if that's a worry for you like it was for me moving out here, don't worry about it.
Just come prepared. Come prepared to focus and study. Be ready to say no to WeHo sometimes, not all the time, because we do need WeHo sometimes to like dance it out.
WeHo is West Hollywood. It's the gay area. I didn't know that before I came here until you took me to WeHo.
I did. But honestly, it's really just having a good balance. Listen to your body and listen to what you need at the moment. It's not always going to be party. Even though in the back of my head. But no, I'm very serious. Like, we do need to say no to going out sometimes, say no to a shot of tequila, to kind of de-stress, decompress. Going to the gym is another way to decompress. And sleep. Oh my God, sleep. Yes. If you don't sleep enough, you're gonna forget things either on the ground or up there, and that's not okay. That is not safe. Sleep is for sure a big thing.
So as far as like a career change, if that's something you're considering, go for it. You only live once, and I know it's cliche, but at the end of the day, like, it's only gonna benefit you, and you wanna live a happy life. As far as anyone who is concerned about their sexuality, where they're at, you're okay to be you. You're okay to engage with how you want to be you as well. And you'll see that, those of us who are a bit more out than others or whatever, like, it's a fun time. We study, we help each other out, gay or straight. You do have this community here for you. And that uniform is going to look good. It
is 9 months of your life, and you are going to live a long time. So if you ever thought about doing it, do it now. I wish I would have done it the first time I thought about it, but here I am. I'm so glad I'm here. And all of us are really happy to help you answer questions, feel comfortable. But just do it. We love you. We would love you to be a part of our family. Sling is growing like crazy, which is another reason that our gay group is growing exponentially, because Sling as a whole has grown exponentially. So there's a lot of fun, exciting things, and a lot of amazing people here, gay and straight.
Yes.
The straights.
We don't discriminate.
And Sling can also be a really cool fresh start for you. If you need that little push for a fresh start, this is a great place for it. Whether you're gay or straight or otherwise, we kind of grow as a whole human being here. And so if you need that new fresh start, we would love to have you. Happy Pride Month!
I don't know what I did. I look this way, then that way.
I can't deal with these amateurs.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps us with our channel. We really appreciate it.
Excuse me. Hold on.
I think this couch is the cream of the crop. And I'm gonna be, in my opinion,
The cream of the gay crowd.
Wait. So you said swipe left or right?
Yeah.
Is this like on a dating app?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I'm like, okay. Oh, yes, I have. But I don't have time for that shit.
That's what we're saying.
Not right now.